Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Andrew Can and together we can game. In the last episode of Can Play Left 4 Dead, we made our way, got the gas tanks, and we're making our way back to the boat. In this episode we're going to continue moving forward. Now you may notice that there are no more first aid kits, there are no more anything. That is because, as I mentioned before, anything we grab, it told us in the beginning of the episode that anything we do, anything we grab, will be disappearing. So, going forward, Sita is not coming, Sita is gone. I didn't really take a time to read this. Place is crawling with witches. The mill is full of witches. Sita sucks. I think I read these. Yes, but I didn't read those. So there are two options we have. Thank you, coach. So the town is flooded. So one thing we need to keep in mind is because of this, we can see two distinct options. So the first option, and actually while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and not open this, but I can go ahead and be at least productive. So we have two options. We can stay on the ground level where we see more common infected here, or I can miss this a million times, or we can go to the roof where there are less common infected but more special infected. It is also faster because wading through the water is definitely slower than what we're doing currently. So that's something to keep in mind.
I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith and I were on the top of a burning building and we had to fight our way down like 5 floors of zombie? Wait a second. I guess that was you guys. Oh, shit, man. I can't wait to tell Keith about that one.
Ellis, sweetie, please wait.
Okay.
I just love this interaction. I'm sorry, that was some great character moment. I love how we forgot that we were the ones he went with. That's just, that was fantastic. Anyway, continuing what we were on. So if we go on the roof, there will be more special infected, but it's faster. And if you're on higher difficulty levels than normal, I'd recommend you take that route, but be on your guard. Now, I might actually switch to... Actually, I'm going to probably, because we're on the roof, I want to have something good for close quarter combat, and this is going to be good for that. So we are going to go onto the roofs, and again, wading through the water is going to be slower. Now, that car from earlier had an alarm, but it is now out of commission. I guess maybe it's because of the, quote, heavy rain, huh? Well, probably. Cars don't do too well when you put water in them. Who would have thought, huh? So as we continue to go through here, it's just really an eloquent way you can navigate these rooftops. And again, I like how it lets you do it even before the rain really gets bad. It gives you some help, and anything you leave will remain where you found it. And that includes that tank right there. God, the weather is really getting bad. Cool weather effects, though. Sorry if it's a little much. I know that I've seen a few of my friends have struggles with it due to obvious, weather being bad. All right. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Help Ellis. My bad. Didn't recognize. Helping Ellis. You know, Ellis has been a sport. Oh, am I healing Ellis? Oh, he's healing himself. I was trying to heal him. Can't tell me I wasn't. So, as we continue moving forward, that's where the rooftops kind of stopped for now. We can see more over here, though. And I think, yeah, I think I can get back up on them. I hope, anyway. But we will see, huh? It would appear no, but I did make a very quick way through here. But it's nice to be in a house where the water... You can see the flood damage, of course. Again, this is eerie because it reminds me of Katrina. And that was pretty bad. Some people actually weren't alive during Katrina that watched this, and that's, man, how time has flown. It has been 13 years since Hurricane Katrina, so that means that, of course, people only follow the just law, and they don't go on YouTube or any other site before they are old enough. That would be absurd. No one would ever do that. But in all seriousness, there are people who weren't alive for that event, and that's interesting. Oh, I'm healing myself. I thought I was healing him. That's interesting to me because, again, as someone who lived through it, I was 10 at the time of that. So that gives you a little bit of my age. I do think it's interesting to know that there are people who weren't around. And I'm sure that people, I mean, there were people who weren't around for 9/11, which I was only in first grade, but I was still alive for it. So I think every year there's something new like that. And I think Katrina was awful. And this does a really decent job, at least maybe a category 1. I don't think this is anywhere near the levels of what we experienced during Katrina, but Katrina was only a category 3. And one thing that's interesting to me is just how much hurricanes have affected my life. Just from like living in the South. It's cheap living, but they really can do a lot. There's a lot that can be done with all of it, so stuff to keep in mind. So as we go through this way, keeping more towards the houses than anything else, just reminiscing about hurricanes. Good chapter to do so. Of course, this one has no water damage yet. Now, I did purposely not go into some houses. I usually am more thorough, but I knew as the return trip would come, I'd hate myself because of a charger. I knew as the return trip would come, it'd be something I want to do, something I want to keep. So, of course, these houses, as I mentioned and pointed out, they do actually have the stilts, so these are doing decent during the flooding. I don't think I can go in it, but it's something to note. Alright, so there's 2 ways to go through this. The witch is there, so I'm going to try to avoid her at all costs. So at a certain point I have to go through this house, which was under construction when we found it, so it's not like it's anything. Oh! Smoker? And again, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job in showing both options, right? Which is something I'm trying to do. Don't know if I'm succeeding necessarily, but it is something I'm trying to be cautious of. And again, as we go through, if you're wondering how you keep the roof wet, this is kind of what you do, and that leads you here. This shows you you're going the right way. Then you open this. I think over here, yeah, you can still kind of stay on the roofs. Yeah, the storm is coming and it's getting worse. Here's the playground from earlier. Oh. Now, it's fine for them to actually say it here. I like how we'll say we can't see a thing, but we'll still have perfect accuracy. That Left 4 Dead logic. Our vision might be impaired, but man, we still have great accuracy. Now, there's the safe house. I think we did a pretty decent job of making our way through and not dealing with too many infected. I mean, we did have a few issues. Sorry. Sorry, Ellis didn't mean to. Also, we're lucky that that didn't explode in the back. But that's going to be it for this episode. That's going to be it for today. Let me know. Were you alive during Hurricane Katrina? What is a big natural disaster that you remember from the time when you were alive? I'm curious what you have to say. That's going to be it for this episode. That's going to be it for today. It's really interesting to go back through these, seeing them destroyed. I think it really does give an interesting idea. And I thought about this. I think that this level does a great job of showcasing the effects of bad weather, because a lot of regions like California, where I'm currently living, don't experience this. So to see it is interesting. That's going to be it for this episode. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day.